y'all, it's Stephanie, and this is my new journal for the year. I normally do a watercoloring book, but I just didn't do that this year. I wanted to get back into coloring, and I wanted to do alcohol markers, but you'll see why that was a fiasco later on. So I'm going back to the first journal I actually ever used, which was Scribbles That Matter. One of the things that I love about Scribbles That Matter is that it comes with this little box case, and it makes it really easy for you to save your book at the end of the year. Like, I'll typically just put that on my shelf and just wait until I'm done with the book and put it in there. It also comes with this fine liner, which is great. I don't think it always did. I typically use an A5 dotted, and that's exactly what this is. Something that I like about the Scribbles That Matter is that the cover is never really plain. It always has these fine embossing details. Oh, and here we are back with the pen. This was 04. Like I said, I don't remember the first book that I got being like this, but man, I'm telling you, that was like a lot of years ago. So it might have come with one and I just didn't remember, or I didn't know what to use it for. But anyway, I like this book because it's all black, and I generally get a color. The black one just seemed to speak to me this year. So here's little card art. They always say that they have a little something special for you. I need to go scan that or figure out what it is. And they give you a little ruler. The ruler is actually helpful for spacing and guiding. I'm still going to count everything out, and this ruler might get lost. So, and then I'm going to use one of my yardsticks anyway. So something else that I like about the Scribbles That Matter is that when you open it up, it has this little table of contents. I generally don't use it. I feel like I try to, but I never really do. And when you turn to the back, there's the pen test and the little pocket. And the pocket is very useful, like any mementos that you want for the end of the year, or if you're carrying this around with you. Again, a ruler fits in there perfectly. Perfect place for that. And if you have any notes to remind yourself of anything, good place in that pocket to put your stuff. And so all the pages are smooth. The dots are really light so that they don't overtake the page, but they are very easily visible. So perfect for me. Scribbles That Matter journals come with these two bookmarks. They are embedded into the spine, so you don't have to worry about them going anywhere. This one is black and the other one's like really dark gray. It's hard to tell, but you can tell. And it's always easy to keep replacing your book when you have one. Like, I'll keep one in the front so that I can refer back to whatever page it is that I'm referring to, and then I'll put the other one for that month. So whatever month I'm in, that's where my second one goes. But that's enough about the journal. Let's go ahead and start planning for my year. So this year I didn't do like a whole big front matter for my journal. In fact, I was going to, and then got totally messed up with these alcohol markers. My newest tools are these Ohuhu alcohol markers. So I never really bought a whole bunch of Copics, and I bought a lot of the off-brand Michaels, and you can see that on my page previously. Those off-brand Michaels ones just are not worth it. I would never buy those. Now the Copics are really nice, but again, they're expensive. If you ever wanted to get a whole set of those, like, first of all, they have like hundreds of colors, so it would be expensive to even get a whole set. But at that, I mean, I'm not a comic book artist. I don't need a whole set, and I don't need markers that are that expensive. Ohuhu gives you great quality, and they give you great color choice. Hashtag not sponsored. Right now, I'm coloring my nameplate, which is just the page in the front of the binder or in the front of your book where it says, if this book ever gets lost, please return it to Stephanie. So these pages are actually pretty thick, and that's why I didn't realize I had a problem yet. I blended my colors in, and now I'm doing a couple of stars to match my moon and just putting little dots in a couple of places. I want to start working on textures a little bit and just really upvaluing or like upgrading the look of my pictures by doing little stuff that I don't normally do. Like, I don't normally go back and fill in dots and spaces like this. So I'm thinking that that'll really up level the way my things look, at least in my eyes. I'm going to do this whole thing with this blue and this purple. I have silver marker and gold marker, and I have this white pigment paint. And that's going to be it for this front page. I'm keeping it nice, sweet, and simple. Next up is my quote page. Now, last year I had a word of the year and it was a plum, and I think that was very prescient for 2025. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of different stuff that I had to handle, and keeping my attitude right, I'm gonna put it like that. So hopefully this is, and I didn't even go out of my way to pick the word aplomb. It's not even something that's in my normal everyday vernacular. Like, I mean, I know what the word is, and it is a word that I've used, but for that one to come up all out the random, that one was really given to me. And I really do feel like this phrase came up the same way, and I'm just like, hey, what's going on? But anyway, the phrase is, don't put a question mark where God put a period. And this just goes back to questioning why things happen. Like, if something happens the way that it happens, don't question it. Just let it be that. Don't go back. Don't try to get any redos. Don't try to place what I want to happen there. How it happened is how it happened, and you just accept it for what it is. That is it for this year. So I know a lot of us will have words. I have this phrase for 2026. And this is where I realized I had messed up. Now, I'm not sure if this is the right application of the message, but who am I to question? I'm just going to let the period be where it is, and I'm going to go ahead and go follow forth with the plan. I'm going to put my calendar at a glance here. I have every day of the year listed out here, and would you know I did not mess this up? I've messed this up every year I've been a bullet journaler. This year I did not mess it up. Pre-planning or is it listening to the message? You tell me. But I'm gonna go ahead and just like let this go through so you can see how I did it. But I'm proud of myself. I did not mess this up. I didn't mess up the spacing, didn't mess up any of the days, didn't have to come back with any white marker or anything to disappear anything. Everything worked out the way it was supposed to, which, hey, again, listen to the message. Typically, my next page would be some kind of future log, but instead of doing a future log, because normally they just wind up being empty, or I'll fill it up like 2-3 months later or something like that, I'm just gonna have special dates. I have a couple of lines per month, and each month if I have something that happens, I'll put it in there, and if nothing happens, it'll just be empty. But at least I'll have the space for it, and I can always go back and refer to it. I'm thinking this will probably work out better with the way that I actually use this page. So we'll see. Next up is my business and personal goals page. Now, I really haven't set all of them so far. I do have some business goals that I want to set for this year, and I think I know what those are. But my personal goals, they're kind of still up in the air, but I'm giving myself room to figure them out. I'm keeping this page nice and simple so that I have enough room to set those goals. And next, we're going to move right on into January. So my phrase for January is, time only moves in one direction. My theme for January encompasses time, and the way that I'm showing that, or the way that I'm expressing that, is through hourglasses. So this one kind of also just came to me. I was brainstorming on what it was that I wanted to focus for this month or this year as well. And it just really came to me that the only person who's going to make my stuff work the way that I want it to work is me. I'm on my own timeline. It doesn't matter how old, how young, how fast, how slow it is that I move, but I'm the only one in control of the move. So I got to get on it. And that's where this theme came from. So the hourglass theme, honestly, again, it was something that I was just brainstorming on, which was very different for me in coming up with this thing. Generally, I kind of wait to the last minute, and whatever it is that pops up on front of the TV or as I'm zoning out somewhere, that's what my theme will normally be. But I actually thought this one out a little bit, and I'm trying to be more intentional with this year because, again, I don't want to, like I kept doing my monthlies super late. I almost got to the end of the month before I was even doing my monthly. monthlies, and that doesn't make sense for a journal, or at least not a bullet journal. So I'm gonna be a little bit more intentional. I find that when things are more intentional, like, they actually come out better and I feel better about them. So I also think this helps out with my art. I actually happened to be out and saw acrylic markers, and these are like 1.2 millimeter, and I'd never heard of those. I've always had the problem where white gel pens just never work out. I've learned that you have to let the ink dry a little bit, but even then it just doesn't give me that bold effect that I'm looking for. Look at this. Like, that is the reflection on my hourglass to help it look like glass a little bit better, and that actually shows up. I'd never be able to do that with a white gel pen. So anyway, let's go on to my next page, which is my calendar. So you see where I already have my dots set up. Generally with my dots, those will go into my lines, but I did a little bit differently, as you can see. I wanted the dots to kind of feel like grains of sand, just a bunch of different shapes, bunch of different colors, all to give one overall effect. So you tell me whether I accomplished the goal or not. My calendar page wouldn't be complete unless I actually wrote in the month. So I'm going with January, and I'm writing it in the same font that I've been using throughout this month's journal entry. And then I'm going to go over to my hourglass. So I went ahead and penciled this, and I'm going to try to make this look like glass by coloring everything overall with blue, and then I'm going to go back in and color the sand, hoping that the blue overlay will kind of make the sand look like it's inside the glass. I don't know if it works or not, but we'll see. I'm experimenting with the markers, and these are just regular Crayola Supertips. Now we're on to my brainstorming page. So I decided to take some of my stamps out, and I'm going to use the stamps to have the flowers in there, and I'm going to draw an hourglass. Now, in order for this to work, and so that my markers don't smear the black ink, I'm going to have to ink this up very well and make a very good impression. Then I'm going to have to let this 100% completely dry. And I actually walked away. This was the benefit of giving myself several days to do this. I walked away, let it dry, actually gave it some time to breathe a little bit before I came back to it, and then I came back and colored. Now, one thing about Crayola markers, those caps do not match the color that's coming out of that marker. Like, there is no way that this should have been this different with this pinkish purple going to this dark purple, but you know, I was in for a penny in for a pound at this point. And then I thought I was going to go from dark purple to purple pink to light pink. Nah. Swatch out your colors when it comes to super tips. Please swatch them out, because this flower does not exist in nature. I'm going to try to clean this up with these leaves, but the leaves are not cleaning this up. Like, the leaves kind of look like they might exist in nature somewhere, but I tried to make shadows by using these two different colors, and like, y'all, look, I need some help. I need to learn how to color with these, because there are people who can do a bang up job with this, and it's just not me right now. I can't even lie and say that this is just my art style. I ain't got an art style, but it works. It works. I might need to lay down a little bit more color, because I feel like it's still a little scratchy. Still got a little like white streaks in it. But hey, we're going to get there. We are going to get there. And I'm using the same pink from the middle of the other flower over here. I do think that I blended these colors a little bit better, but you let me know. And I'm going to go work on my hourglass over here, tying the theme back in and trying to make that stamp work out for my theme. So got a little bit of sand in the hourglass, big thick hourglass. Need to figure out how to draw glass, but we're going to get there. I'm going to do an outline, and I'm just going to kind of color it in a little bit. I feel like tracing in with different variations of and different widths of the black ink is going to help make this look a little bit better and make it look a little bit more artistic and more realistic. But again, this is a journal, not your life. Now we're going to get into the first week of the month. So the first week is going to start on the 4th, and I'm just gonna write in my calendar. So this one's gonna be, again, a little bit of a freestyle. My husband helped me out with some of the brainstorming for this one, so let me know what you think. I really didn't go into my weekly setup with a major plan, so I just kind of went with it as I went. And I wanted to put something in the corners. I always try to decorate each calendar with something that makes sense for the theme. So I just put little piles of sand in the corners for where I'm going to put the dates. Now that I have all this wide open space, I really didn't know 100% what to do with it. I had an idea of wanting to draw something that was in the background, kind of far off, but I have no ability to really draw depth of field. So I drew a pile of sand with the idea that it was going to have more in the background, and kind of got there, kind of didn't. I draw some other stuff, but I do like this pile of sand here. Next up, I'm drawing a stopwatch. So if you watch anime like I do, you might know what this is a reference to, and if you know, let me know in the comments. But as I was drawing all these things that had to do with time and time only moving forward, this definitely came to my mind as something that truly expresses that. What do we do? What potentially can happen if you're always trying to get back something that's in the past? That's what this was for me. Next up, by husband's suggestion, this is a sundial. This was one that I found on the internet. It didn't look too complex to draw, but then as I drew it, I was like, oh, this is way out of my field here. I tried the best that I could. I drew it out on pencil, and now I'm tracing it out in ink, and I think I did a goodish job. I think future Stephanie will forget that I drew this and won't see the mistakes that I made, or some of the perception mistakes that I made, but it's all good. It's all good. And now that we're done with the weeklies, let's flip through and see how everything turned out. So January, this is my calendar page. My thinking page, thoughts, stuff like that, and my weekly. Thank you for watching with me all the way to the end. If you've made it this far, please leave me a comment, share, subscribe. All that stuff helps the YouTube algorithm send this video to other people who might be interested. I will be right back next month with my next theme for my journal for February. So if you have any ideas for February, let me know. I'm trying to be a little unconventional. So I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.